Okay, I'm actually... This is meta. I'm actually uploading the first video now. I just want to see if this will actually work. It's at 0%. I have no idea if that's okay. Oh, congratulations! Hey, look at this. Now I can now upload. I can now enable for videos longer than 15 minutes. Fuck me. Cursed again. I was just going to, this is my funny little meta bit that I was going to be like, ha ha ha, I'm uploading the first one. Yeah, I can turn off my stupid timer. I actually paid for this timer because I'm dumb. I actually thought that I would need it. I can upload any length of video now, so you can sit here and watch me all day. I know that must be special. I'm just gonna go until I'm done, until I want to go eat. I guess I haven't had lunch, but yeah, I'll work on describing that later, assuming it actually uploads. Oh well. Boop-a-doop-a-doop-boop-a-doop-a-doop. Okay. See, I'd planned on. Originally, I was going to stream this and listen to music while I did. And that was going to be fine. And it was okay. Nobody actually watched it, but it was okay. It was, I'm sure that was fine. But right now, what I'm trying to... Okay, I just tried to fix this. I was talking about my game, though. Okay, yeah. I remember what I was doing. This was literally, like, 2 minutes ago. I have a bad memory, too. Besides, I'm bad at math, and I have a bad memory. I mean, I'm not very smart. I'm dumb. I'm sorry. I'm very sorry for being dumb. Okay, I was talking about I was trying to describe how some of the stuff I've already done works. As I said, I've got teams, and they're actually it's arrays. I haven't paid for this. I am out of money. I've been out of money the last couple of months, so I'd actually meant to do this. I should have done it a few months ago when I had money, and now I don't. Well, I do, but I don't want to spend it. So I'm kind of shut out of luck on. I cursed again. I'm spit out of luck on actually buying the damn thing, so I can use things like data structures. I love data structures a lot. I've done contrary to what you might be seeing here, where you see all this. I mean, it's GameMaker, and it might be script. It's all script, but it's still GameMaker. It's really simple. So contrary to that, I have actually done code. I've been in classes in high school and college both. Even though I kind of screwed up the college thing, I've done lots and lots and lots and lots of code, and I've done classes for it. I've done it on my own, and I actually know what I'm doing in C#, C++, and that sort of thing. But I'm doing this in GameMaker because I'm lazy. It has a lot of built-in functions that, and it's a lot. You can make a much more stable game much more quickly than if you use like XNA or something like that, and it works fine if you're willing to make the sacrifices necessary to be able to work in GameMaker. I think you can make a perfectly good game, and I actually encourage it, especially if you don't know what you're doing. And you think you want to make a good game. I believe you. I think you could make a great game, because I know that I've been doing this essentially my whole life. Like when I was a kid, this is what I did on my calculator. Was I learned how to program, and I learned game design by starting to make games on my calculator, and I loved it. It was fun. And especially if you're still in high school or something, like take some classes in programming, that sort of thing. Learn how to learn the basics of it at the very least, and get into GameMaker and start making a goddamn game. It's really fun. And if you're really passionate about games, if you're passionate about how games work, how to make a good game, if you think you have an idea that'll make something fun, go for it. The way I used to work, since I'm gonna ramble, I'm gonna go ahead and actually just start working too. The way I used to work is I used to actually just sort of make stuff up as I went along, and that was fun. It's how I was actually able to get anything done ever. And when I actually try to sit down and think about it and write down what I'm doing, I end up kind of screwing it up. I say, like, in the end, if you want to make a great game, it's still screwing up. If you want to make a great game, you're going to have to sit down and make a game design document. Write down what it is you're trying to do, and keep track of all of that information, and make sure you know as you go along what it is you're doing. Don't just think that you're going to be able to just sit down and make a game and it's going to work fine. Even in GameMaker, as simple as it can be, you're going to have to know what it is you're doing beforehand, Oh, see, I didn't actually do that part. Oh, see, now I know what I'm doing. Even even if you think you have this great idea, oh, it's all in my head. Don't just start working and keep going until you realize you've made this just mishmash of horrible gameplay design elements. That's actually like the first big game I did. Not that it was ever released at all. Nobody's ever played it except for the kids in my class back in high school when I was actually in a game design class. It was more like for animation, that sort of thing. It was, yeah, oops. They I didn't I started on this kind of it was a top-down shooter, like it was very much oops, never equal. It was something that I did. I made it up as I went along, and it was kind of amusing to make. But I kept adding things to it, and I did the same thing with the game that I was working on before that, which was more like a turn-based kind of board game, practically, which is very silly of me to make in the first place, but again, kind of fun to make. Really, I mean, I based it off an old calculator game I'd made before, and making that was fun, and it was really cool because I got a lot done, in spite of the fact that I was just sort of making up as I went along, but making up as I went along made it this big mishmash of just horrible well, maybe even good ideas, but they didn't work together, and it made a bad game. And this time, like I've shown before in previous videos, which this one will be the longest one yet, because I apparently get to upload videos as big as I damn well please. Oh, it's actually uploading. Holy shit. It's huge, though, and it's going to take a long time, because I did this in, like, the max... I did this in the max fucking, like, size. This is why I'm going to have to compress them before I upload them, because it's having to compress them itself, and it's going to take an age. Oh, well. I'm going to upload them, like, once a week or something anyway, so might be okay. Anywho, yeah, so do something like this. When you make a game, write down what it is you're doing. And actually, what I've done, when I do it first, I'll do something like this. It's actually let's call it a spaghetti design document. I write down every idea I have, always, and it's really helpful because, like, it sticks in your mind better. You can understand what it is you're doing better if you actually sit there and write down what it is you're doing. Because as you're going along, you can reread this, you can say, and you can add to it, and you can just write out your thoughts. Or talk out loud like I'm doing now. Actually, I'm not writing in this right now because I'm doing these videos. It helps to be able to just hear yourself talk, or to be writing down what it is you're doing. Just do it. And then when you actually have a better idea of what it is you're doing, try to write a design document. These are usually, I don't actually know, I'd have to look it up or something, I don't know, but like, from what I understand, I think they use these sorts of things as a kind of a combination of a pitch and a place to keep track of all of the design decisions for a game, for a whole team. But even if you're working for yourself, I find this very helpful. I've done it a couple of times before, although I've never finished a game, but I think it actually does. I think it helps because you can see everything that it is you're expecting to do, and you don't need to keep a to-do list, which can be very stressful for me. Instead, I know like what it is I'm going to be doing, the whole thing, and then I go ahead and just sort of work. So I know that I have a place where I can say, okay, this is how this works, if I forget, I guess, but otherwise I just sort of do whatever I want to do. In the code, it's a lot like how it was when I just sort of made it up as I went along, but it's not made up as I went along. It's not made up as I go along, it's better than that, hopefully. And, but this video I'm going to have to compress, aren't I? Okay, so, la 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 la, yes, where was I? Okay, I fixed that, hopefully. Now this should work. And then I'll go back and I'll just talk more about what it was I've already done, like I was going to originally. Let's target him. It still doesn't work. I wonder why. I don't actually know. Well, I was kind of hoping to get this fixed before I started talking about it again, because I really wanted to just go ahead and fix it. Get correct direction. Oh! Wait. Oh. Oh. Oh, I get it. Okay. I'd figure out this is actually a lot more complicated than I thought. I gotta think about this for a minute. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna keep that in the back of my mind. Okay. Cool. Okay, well, here's the, like, I use, like, events, obviously. You kind of have to. Sometimes, like, I have these here, space, left, right. This is how you know, select different guys with left and right, and you can press space to pause the game. Just toggles it with this, little piece of code, tiny piece of code. I could have put that in step, so that every step it checks if you press the space key, and that would be fine, but events are a lot easier to use, obviously. And I am using GameMaker. I might as well use all the tools I have have at my disposal. But it's a lot better sometimes to use step to create conditionals. You can't really do that very easily in here. And if I wanted to say if you press space and something, it'd be a lot simpler. And obviously I can say if in here and do that. But I find it easier to look at if I can actually just see everything that's going on personally, which is why I use a lot of script. But if you go ahead and make your own games with GameMaker, which by the way I'm continuing to recommend. Feel free to use this stuff, quite frankly. I mean, I'm sure it's fine. I really think you can make a perfectly good game like this. You don't have as much control as if you were using, C# to make stuff, from scratch, but it's still better than nothing, and it's certainly something I think anybody could do. I'm doing it. So, but then we have, so there's teams, there's when you I have all these this little code for like this is something I actually fix because right now you can't set a waypoint near where the character already is. This is in my error log, which I recommend having also. But when you because it's in the code for the overall game instead of the individual character object, and it tries to say this is for not me, and not me is not the game. And that doesn't even have a mask, so it doesn't matter. It doesn't actually help anything. This whole code, this little bit, I need to do that in the character, and then I don't know how to do even. I'll have to I might use an event. I don't know if that actually works. If I can do the event and then come back here, if I can tell the character to do the collision check for itself, and then come back and tell this what happened. That can be kind of tough. Or maybe not. I don't actually know. I haven't tried. Well, to see. Actually, let's do that now. Here's what I'm thinking. You can do triggers. These are basically custom events. And they're only available in the standard edition. They used to not be. I'd used them once before. Well, those bastards. They took something away from me. That would actually be really helpful right now. I might end up... I don't want to show you my bank account. That'd be weird to do on YouTube. But I'm actually kind of getting screwed over this month because of having to pay for the classes and stuff. So I don't know if I don't want to actually go ahead and pay for that. And I had to. It was very vitally important that I buy Deus Ex as well. So and that didn't help. So. Oh well, we'll not worry about that for now. This is what the error log is for. This is, you write that down there, and it's something, it's not totally important at the time. Once you get, play testers, you can, which is something else I recommend, force your friends to play your games, because that's the only way you're going to find all the bugs. But once you get play testers and you have them actually trying the game out, you can start writing down those error logs and actually, make those more of your, make those your focus for a while, and then once you've squash enough bugs, move forward. But right now, when I'm just doing this for myself, I keep it just so I can. There'll be little things that come up that I want to keep track of, problems that arise, and just issues that I notice, but they're not important to what it is I'm doing at the time. So I just write them down. It's sort of like a to-do list, but it's just for the errors. I don't want to keep a to-do list for everything. So this is just stuff that I want to put on my mind for now. And there's, this is like, there's some stuff that I've already done, like the character used to become stuck when the waypoint wasn't reachable. Right now the player can actually target itself which is fun. I don't know how that happened, how that started again, because I'd actually already fixed that. I tested it and it was fixed, and now it's back. I don't know what I did, what I do, and then yeah, I need to actually, and if the waypoint becomes blocked, they'll still pursue it indefinitely. So yeah, that's those are the errors, and then I'm still trying to fix this. I actually a second ago I said I get it, not like that, but I did, and I'd figured this out. Here's what's going on. I'm trying to get this to where basically when you move past the point, it needs to see. It's setting this so that what I need to do. Oof. Well, that should work actually. Maybe that should work. Because when it goes past, and then it gets the new. Maybe I've got it backwards. Instead of greater than 360, it should be this should be the ones less than. No, that doesn't make sense. Because it's adding to it. Get correct direction. Should be getting the correct direction normally, which it works. So I know that it works to turn. So it doesn't, but it doesn't work to snap. What I could do is I can make it so that if it's within the turn speed, like if the direction plus, plus or minus the turn speed, if the direction plus the, okay, here's what I'm gonna do. This is what I do a lot of the time before I'm done. I'm gonna be doing lots of patchwork fixes. This is the sort of thing where I know this is a dumb idea and I shouldn't be doing this. I mean, I'm sure that there's a better way I could be doing it, but I'm not going to. I'm going to say, I'm going to use, yeah. This should make it so that it snaps to it when it's near it. And that might not be the best way to do it. But that's what I'm going to do. That's what I'm going to do, and sometimes I'll have to come back. I might have to optimize. I might have to change something. Something might not work the way. It might be working, but it might not be the prettiest way I could be doing it. It might look silly. But if it works, it doesn't. I don't get why not, actually. That seems like it should have been fine. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. Okay. See, it should be working so that if it's within the range of the direction it's trying to face, minus turn speed, and the direction it's trying to face plus the turn speed, it should snap to it. Maybe the problem is... Oh, well, okay, well, I don't know if this is going to help. I didn't actually do this. I doubt that that'll help. Oh, holy, oh, wow, oh, The only problem is that I guess it's too wide because he's not turning around, he's just snapping. See, this is the sort of thing where this is why you don't use a simple fix, because, yeah. Let's see, let's figure out why that is. Okay. I'm sure that was interesting. Hearing me go, why this one. If direction is less than or equal to. Oh, and. Ha! God, wow. See, did I ever mention I'm really dumb? I put that as or instead of and. Why did I even do that? This might actually work less, technically. Yeah, oh, well. I kind of wiggled a little. Oh, he turned. Oh, see, that guy's wiggly. Why is he wiggly? What are you doing? Why are you wiggly? Mr. Wiggly? What are you doing wiggling over there? I wonder why that happened. He must have been just barely outside of that range. Well, this is why, like I said, it's a patchwork fix. It does enough that you can kind of tell, you know, he faces the right way and he doesn't wiggle, most of the time anyway. I might increase I might say like plus, like, but that works. That's all I really wanted. Yes! I'm just gonna watch this. This is the sort of thing. This can happen, you know? Like, that guy is like, okay, this guy is targeting this guy. And he's targeting him, and, oh, this is just what happens, you know? Cue the Benny Hill music, I guess. I mean... I wonder. Let's see if this upload's done. Oh, I know this is exciting. 344 minutes remaining. See, I'm gonna let that go. I'm gonna let that do that. But I'm gonna compress the rest of the videos when I do them. Well, I'm gonna go eat, which is the only reason I'm stopping this one, because I could go for as long as I damn well please, because YouTube says I can. I don't know when I managed that. But yeah, I'm gonna have to figure out a way to wrap these up. I'm done. Good night.